The haunted woods were a place that most people avoided at all costs. The rumors of strange creatures and ghosts that roamed the woods were enough to keep even the bravest adventurers away. But for one daring individual, the mystery of the woods was too great to ignore. They set out one day, determined to uncover the truth behind the rumors and legends. As they entered the woods, a chill ran down their spine. The darkness was oppressive, and the rustling of leaves and twigs underfoot seemed to echo unnaturally loud. They pressed on, using a flashlight to illuminate the way. The trees were so dense that the light barely penetrated the darkness, casting eerie shadows that seemed to move on their own. Suddenly, a rustling sound caught their attention. They shone the flashlight in the direction of the noise, but saw nothing. They cautiously moved forward, their heart beating fast with anticipation. But then, the sound came again, louder this time. It sounded like a creature moving through the underbrush. They quickened their pace, their eyes darting around nervously. As they moved deeper into the woods, the feeling of being watched grew stronger. It was as if unseen eyes were following their every move. They tried to shake off the feeling, but it only intensified. Then they heard a low growling sound, and they froze in fear. They slowly turned around, their flashlight beam revealing a pair of glowing eyes staring back at them. They stumbled backwards in shock, their heart racing as they tried to process what they were seeing. It was a creature unlike any they had ever seen before. Its body was humanoid, but its skin was black as coal, and its eyes glowed with an otherworldly light. The creature growled again, and they knew they had to run. They turned and fled, the creature hot on their heels. They ran blindly, their heart pounding in their chest as they dodged trees and branches. Finally, they burst through the trees and into the open, gasping for breath. The creature had vanished, but they knew they could not stay in the woods any longer. As they walked back to civilization, their mind raced with questions. What was that creature? How many others were out there, lurking in the darkness of the haunted woods? They had come seeking the truth, but instead had found something far more terrifying. The haunted woods remained a place of fear and terror, shrouded in mystery and darkness. No one knew what truly lay within its depths, but the stories of creatures, ghosts and otherworldly beings continued to circulate. And for the brave adventurer who had dared to enter, they knew that the woods held secrets they were better left undiscovered. Days passed, and the adventurer couldn't shake off the fear that had gripped them in the haunted woods. They had nightmares of the creature they had encountered, and their mind raced with possibilities of what else might be lurking in the darkness. Despite their fear, they knew they had to go back. They couldn't let the mystery of the woods go unsolved. So, they gathered their courage and set out once again. This time, they came prepared. They had a map, a compass, and a survival kit. They made their way through the woods with caution, their senses on high alert. But as they moved deeper into the woods, they couldn't shake off the feeling that something was watching them. Then they heard a sound. It was a faint whispering sound, like the wind rustling through the leaves. But there was something else mixed in with it, something that sounded like a human voice. They strained to listen, and then they heard it again. This time, it was clearer. It was a voice calling out to them. They followed the sound, their heart racing with anticipation. The voice led them to a clearing where they saw a figure standing in the center. It was a woman, dressed in old-fashioned clothing with long, flowing hair. She beckoned to them, and they cautiously approached. But as they got closer, the woman's appearance began to change. Her skin turned gray, her eyes became black pits, and her hair stood on end. The woman was no longer human, but a ghostly apparition. The adventurer froze in terror, and the ghostly figure reached out to them. But then, a sudden gust of wind blew through the clearing, and the apparition disappeared. The adventurer was left alone once again, their heart pounding with fear. They quickly retraced their steps and made their way back to civilization. They knew they had experienced something truly supernatural in the haunted woods, and that they would never be the same again. In the end, the adventurer had uncovered some of the mysteries of the haunted woods, but they also knew that there was so much more left to discover. They left the woods with a newfound respect for the unknown and the supernatural, with the knowledge that some secrets were better left undiscovered. The haunted woods remained a place of fear and terror, a place where the unknown lurked in the darkness. But for the brave adventurer who had dared to enter, it was a place that would forever hold a place in their heart as a reminder of the true nature of fear and the unknown.